Welcome back, housemates, friends. It is time for more Darkest Dungeon. We just returned from killing the hag, if I recall correctly. We figured out who to lock away, who needs diseases cured, and we are searching for what? Well, we can go another boss run when these guys get back. It might be a while. Bunnell needs another week of sleep since he's currently being treated, if you know what I mean. Don't want to disease shame anyone. Raider's Talisman. Grave Robber only, 3% crit, 30% trap disarm, 10% scouting chance, 100% food consumed. Now, I will tell you that high food consumption is a pet peeve of mine, but this item looks awesome. All we have to do is kill the Swine King with an underprepared party and it's ours. So let's look around. Ancestors Mustachio Creme. Prevent that blight. Moon Ring. I do like. Ooh. Let's see. Minus 25% stress damage done to party from skill transform. Minus 25% transformation stress. So the restraining padlock simply reduces the abomination's stress damage to the party and himself. Remember, while he's transformed, he causes stress to himself every turn after the initial turn that he transforms. So this in combination with a high transform skill might net you some positive stress. Maybe, because the transform skill seems to reduce or increase the stress heal when he detransforms by 1 every level. And since it doesn't seem to increase the amount of stress damage done, let's see. 25% stress there. So say you're causing 7 stress when you transform. Let's take a look here. But we can't. Well, let's look at transform. Stress heal 8. No, it causes 8 stress. Currently heals 6, so a quarter, so it would even out. At level 4, you would be causing as much stress as you were healing, and any modifiers would tip you one way or the other. At higher levels, I guess you could actually gain a point of stress heal. So obviously not broken, but nice. That would be a pleasant one. Probably really good for baby teams that are taking an abomination. These higher level troops with their stress resistance aren't gonna be crushed by the extra stress. I mean, it's a nice one. It would let you use the skill more often in high stress situations without risking tipping yourselves over the edge. But I mean, it's not combat bonus, and generally stress is the resource I expend to conquer dungeons. That's how I think about it. Is I look at this character, Pedicure, and Bunnell, and I say they don't have the resources I need to make it through the dungeon without collateral damage, because stress is expensive. I pay money to de-stress, so a lack of stress is actually a resource to me. I look at Ronaldo and I say he's got a lot of stress to gain. I can send him out cheaply. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a huge draw for me, but it is interesting and it would be worth trying out. And it would definitely help out low-level parties where the stress damage done is much more significant because they lack the resilience of a high resolve level. Heavy boots, 10% protection, -2 speed, move resist. A perfect match for the arbalist or the leper. That extra resist any character really that wants to stay in exactly the position they're in. Tough ring. We do tend to use our tough ring a lot. Protective collar. No one wants to go on this mission. Man-at-arms shield. Snail shell. Well, I would love to go after the Raider's Talisman. It's got everything I want and more, even if it costs me extra food, which I find obnoxious. I know what I'm getting into beforehand. Double food really does suck, guys. And the Grave Robber is one of the few characters that can produce food out of thin air if you really need it. But I'd have to kill the Swine King, and while the Hag was no match for our fully upgraded troops, we'd be taking Renal, Borshir, Pantoul. We'd kind of be okay, let's see. Let's say Passefourier, Pantoul, Renaud. Well, really, since level 3 and 4 have access to the same level of upgrades, the only difference is a bit of resistance. Now, of course, that means stun resistance, which the Swine King has in spades, but we could probably take him with the characters we have, so let's consider this carefully. We could have dual Holy Lance, but Passefourier is an excellent choice. Let's look at this. I think we got this. Who do we want? Yeah, especially Warren's Tactician. 15% extra damage in the Warrens plus scouting chance makes him pretty sick. Warren Scrounger, yet more scouting. Dodginess, a particularly good trait against the Swine King, since he hits hard and causes stun. Beast Hater and Hard-Skinned are excellent, so we'll keep Macy in mind. What about Corsi? Hard Noggin would be nice. We need someone to mark. Neville, what's Neville in for? We've already paid for it, sadly. Hard-Skinned. And then we definitely need some solid healing up in here. Macy with her Beast Hater. Seems like a good target. She does take extra stress damage from Beast. Of course, he's a little more resistant though, and she's not going to be dodging anytime soon. So let's look at this party. We're lacking the awesome damage potential we brought against the last boss. Petacor could actually be quite dodgy, and he can improve other people's damage and crit chance, and he can guard our important damage dealer from attacks. Plus we can give him that sick stun from the shield. Hell's Hairpin. Oh yeah, we picked one of those up. We can totally sell it for cash. A lot of cash. Also this Lock of Fury. Demon Cauldron. Okay, I suppose that is conceivable. As since he can push forward, we can displace from front to back our occultists. And we can rely on his counterattacks to be quite effective. Okay, team is coming together here. Lots of goodies to sell. Okay, the Beast Slayer's Ring. We know where that's going. That is such the damage. 45% extra damage against beasts from melee attacks. 30% stun skill chance can be stacked. I think I'm gonna put it on our cultist. No. I mean, think about how we want to do this. If the occultist can lock him down, then Petacor can focus on guarding an ally, upping his protect percent chance and retribution. Because his stun is nice, but it's kind of not our go-to. So if someone was going to be really good at it, we want it to be our man here. 70% bonus stun. Whew. Petacor, we're going to want to be tough. That does nerf his damage a little bit, but that's fine. His riposte will be quite potent. And we're not really equipping his most damaging moves anyway. And then here, we want what? Well, I'd like dodge. Failing dodge, health. It's almost worth it to tackle it in the dark. He'll focus on protection, even though his dodge is going to be pretty good. And I guess we are going to go dark here. Let's give her 10 extra hit points and the Moon Cloak, so we don't have to worry about her health as much. Whew, 60 health here. I guess we're going dark if we're relying on the stun anyway. Oh, Beast Slayer's Ring. 20% damage if torch below 25, 15% accuracy. And still not as good as the Beast Slayer's Ring to us. And her damage just isn't exceptional. Okay, we got great camp skill combos. The Pedicure can use up 8 on his own. Pedicure. Of course, there's 20% damage buff lurking here. Playing takedown, probably worth it in this case since our bounty hunter is going to be the primary damage dealer. 10 accuracy and 5% crit chance is pretty good, but we could pass on that to give 12 dodge to one of our good defenders, since dodge is going to be key against not getting stunned. If we're in the dark, we'll need this too. Well, that's 6. Dodge would work well on him. Instruction on him. So that's 5, 6, that's 11. So we have a wealth of combat bonuses. The question is, what is worth the most to us? So let's look at this. Extra damage versus size 2. I have to say this is guaranteed to be important. And this one, for unless we adventure completely in the light and then tackle this boss in the dark, being surprised at the beginning boss fight would be pretty brutal. You don't want to waste any turns against this guy, as his stuns are already going to waste your turns. So I'm afraid these 6 are like required. So then how can we get the most bang for our buck after that? Dodge is something we can get 4, that would be 10. But we could squeeze 10 accuracy, 20% more damage, and 3% crit chance out of this. 6. 3 is 9. 12 dodge. I think our 2 point would be better spent here with 10 accuracy and 10 dodge on Pedicure. Or we could go for 20% bonus damage. But see, if we were going to take this, for 1 extra time cost, we could get 10 accuracy and 3% crit. So let's see. 6 here. We could do these 2. Forsake dodge. We could do 2, 4, have 2 left. 6. That seems reasonable. 10 accuracy, 10 dodge. 12 dodge, so a stack dodge, that's 22 bonus dodge on Pedicure, bringing up to 42 dodge naturally, which is quite good. 10 accuracy, and then 20% damage additionally on Phwop. We'd be passing up on these sweet bonuses. In effect, a bit of crit chance there for more solid defense and a spread of damage. So the easy answer would be to take these 2. But the dodge is particularly good against this boss, so that's what's making it tough on me. And we could not lose the damage by taking those. The question is, how much do we need the accuracy? I feel like it's unlikely that Pedicure is really going to miss, especially with a mark that reduces enemy dodge. I mean, he might be debuff resistance, but hey, it's there. The crit chance then is all we're giving up on in exchange for dodge. I think that's a worthy trade, so that is my plan. All right, everyone is fully itemed up. Going after this cool item I've never seen before. That wasn't it, in case you didn't notice. And we have all the cash we need. Mandeville, you're in for the time of your life. Now, let's make sure we have exactly the skills we need. I want Hands from the Abyss. All the way up. 105 accuracy, half damage penalty, crit mod 12%, 129% stun chance, reduces torch. These 4 skills. in that order, and we have the 4 camp skills I really need. Alright. Phwop, what you got? All the skills I know and love. Hook and slice. Uppercut, yet another nice stun. Flashbang. More accurate. Alright, you really want to focus down the main guy. That's easy enough. And we don't need to mark for ourselves. Pay de coeur. Alright, what the skills we're planning on using primarily. Bolster might just be worth it. We want to use defend. You can't use that all the time. We want to use retribution, yes. Bellow, when going after a boss, the chance of applying debuffs is a bit slim. And if we're stacking dodge on ourselves, then perhaps bolster is the way to go. He already has it. Let's look at how it levels up. Alright, so it goes from, I think it was 5 dodge and 2 speed to 6 and 3, 7 and 3, 8 and 4. So let's swap out Bellows for that and see exactly how this works. We'll test it out a bit in the dungeon beforehand. Let's go ahead and level up here since we can. Corsi, she has a damage debuff, the Hand of Light, and if she ends up in the front somehow, this is exactly what we want to use on this boss. Something that reduces their accuracy and damage. We've got all the back rank skills we want. And I can't say I want to raise the Torchlight against the boss because that'll negate some of her own protection. So we're actually going to upgrade Hand of Light. We're going to swap out Illumination for that. Maybe just for this fight, but that's how I feel like going. Alright. So, everyone, looks like we are ready to go, my friends. Level 4, everything, level 4, everything, yep. Check our equipment, 444. Alright, everyone has items. Let's get to the provisions. Against a boss, there's no reason not to take all the food. 2 shovels, since you can usually walk around obstacles in this map set, in the Warrens. There's a bunch, I feel like all of these are pretty useful here. Let's take 1 of everything, and then I want I don't want anything breaking us down before we get there. Now, we have no light increase unless I want to take Illumination, but she's going to be fighting from the back. He can use all of his abilities from rank 3, which is perfect. Everyone can use an ability from someplace. We can swap this guy back so he can heal after the first turn. And up in front, we can't use Flashbang, but we can use Finish Him in this. Hook and Slice, and we can even push him back. Pedicore's second use of Rampart will push Phwop into a rank where he can use Flashbang and Hook and Slice. And of course, even though we can't use Flashbang, we do have a nice stun right here. The question is, let's actually move the Occultist to the front, because impressively, he functions pretty much the same from all areas. And we have an excellent healer already, so We can afford to take our time. As well as our bounty hunter doesn't suffer from being pushed back to rank 3. So, there we go. And then torches. How many to bring? Let's bring 12 torches to adventure safely up until we hit the boss, or after we hit the boss. I don't know, just to ensure we can be safe when we feel like it. I think initially, of course, we'll adventure until we run out of light. Then we'll pop our firewood, take our first camp right before we hit the boss, and then we'll continue to explore afterwards, because I think it's important to hit the boss while you're fresh, but after you have your camping skills. And we are ready to go. Let's see.
My first attempts at summoning were crude, and the results disappointing. I soon found, however, that the type and condition of the host's meat was a critical factor. The best results came from pigs, whose flesh is most like that of man.
A pleasant thought. Thank you, Ancestor.
A nameless abomination. A testament to my failures. It must be destroyed.
Alright, our Ancestor encourages us to destroy it. Now, we've got quite a ways to go before we get to the boss room, if indeed this boss follows the standard trajectory. So let us head out. We're not coming back here, that's for sure. Against a boss, it's likely you will have to pull out right after you kill it, instead of continuously exploring.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Is it just using these things as often and early as possible? Okay, we want good scouting chances. Okay, the Swineheart has 95% stun resistance. That still leaves us with, let's see, 70. We have a 199% chance to stun, I think. Assuming there's not some sort of weird cap. That means even with 95% resistance, he can barely resist us. Stress crits are bad. The red plague, that is incredibly unfortunate. I guess we'll live. I don't like it though. Let us... I like how lightning strikes it. That's pretty cool. This does not bode well, friends. 135% still leaves with like a 60% chance to stun. Well, let's use our time marking this thing.
As the fiend falls,
put that down.
A faint hope blossoms.
We're gonna use Retribution, as I feel likely to be hit. Nice. Okay. Well, I'd love to stop this guy from stressing me out. I'm more interested in preventing the horrific attack.
Mortality clarified in a single strike. Wow.
Okay, we need to deal damage to this thing. Here's a good opportunity. Can we push it back?
Maintain the offensive.
Not. 135 stun resistance with only a meager 169% chance. That's not really worth it. So let's pump our allies' dodge. We'll try for the stun again. We lucked out, but that was not going to work a second time. It does increase our damage, however, against these human beasts, which is gross to even consider. 80% stunners, 175% chance not to be stunned. Let's reduce its damage since it's outside of our marked attack's range. Almost dead. Just one hit, guys.
The bigger the beast,
exactly the damage we
the greater the glory.
And a couple deeds come our way. Ooh, now this will give us some sort of Warren-specific bonus, but it might replace one of our beneficial statistics. So we're going to use her as calm removed. All right, that's fine. We're already stressed out enough. I'm going to make the call. We've got 2 fights coming up. One of them is going to be at least a big one in the treasure room. Let's go ahead and use our camp.
Gathered close in tenuous
Stress heal
firelight,
is most important. We don't actually have any wounds to heal.
companionship.
All right, let's stick to the plan. Plan takedown will help us with Swinehearts we come across. Tracking is going to help us ambush and prevent ourselves from being ambushed. Maintain equipment is going to focus our dodge. Bless is going to make that even more powerful. And with the 2 we have left, we're going to increase his damage by 20%, I believe. Making him a truly horrific damage dealer. So a lot of our combat power comes from our ability to deal massive damage with our bounty hunter.
Wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
Okay, nastiness. We got some swaps. We definitely need the bounty hunter not in that position. Okay, what don't I need? Everything. This thing's faster. Let's stun the pig, and then optimally, somehow, Petacore will go faster than the ghoul. Unlikely. Oh look, we can get a stun in here. 70% stun resistance, but that still leaves us with an 84% chance. Oh. Not to be. Do what we can for that. This ghoul's gonna wreck us. Yeah. Maybe that can't crit. How did it howl us into disease? The worries. Oh. Okay. Reasonable enough. He's going last. We're gonna use bolster to see that we go before this thing. First up on the menu, stun that thing if we can. haven't taken any actual damage, so
Press this
we
advantage.
just focus it down.
Give them no quarter.
Rather weak attack. Damn, this thing is fast. We're all gonna be broken. It does seem to cause the worries a lot. I don't have to worry about my light. I know I can stun it. He needs to move up. And our party stress is off the hook. So we're gonna fish for crit heals. 90% damage versus marked. We'll get our protect on while it's stunned. It's not really the most potent damage dealer. Five health. Let's go for another stun. See how good that is. We have a fight right outside this door, so let's just keep pumping our dodge and speed, because that buff will last. Need crits. Need crit heals. Please. And then remember, this has an excellent crit chance. So spam it when you can. Certainly we're not going to get another turn to stress us out.
Intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Emeralds, huh? We should ditch something for emeralds. Portraits. Don't need portraits. That was a really nasty fight. And we're definitely glad we brought all those torches. Oops, I forgot to reorder my party. Oh, thank goodness, the dodge. Now, note, he's 22 dodge and 10... Oh, okay. Nope, none of our buffs lasted, sadly. Let's stun that one. And that one. Alright, we'll just stun their whole team. They should probably have it so you can't be critically healed if you have full health. Would be my thought. Okay, so they have no turn.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Let's just let it die. 120% stun resistant, not worth it. Especially when we can guarantee a stun here. She can self-heal. As long as we don't get critted, we're not too worried about it. Oh, I thought I could kill it. That was with 120%? No, surely not.
Continue the onslaught.
Alright.
Destroy them all.
Let's mark this thing. And then he can take it out.
This expedition at least promises success.
We'll toss 100 gold right now. Basically to save these two torches. Okay, this is good news. More damage buffs. Really potent. Curio buffs our damage by 30%, giving him, it looks like we have 85% bonus damage right now. And then more versus size 2. Don't even know if that's possible. However, we are really stressed out, and we're likely to all break against the boss.
The
Let's
match
pop our
is
torch
struck.
preemptively since we
A
kind of want to clear
blazing
an
star
inventory
is
slot.
born.
I keep forgetting to reorder. We're in a fine order. Stun this. We want to pull this priestess from the back. With our flashbang. Alright. These two are stunned. Let's up everyone's dodge chance. And speed. Okay, she has 80% resistance. I'm starting to think the stun resistance is kind of a little randomized. And that shouldn't be enough to prevent us from stunning her again. Like the bosses we are. Let's protect him. He's the one we need to be safe. No nasty diseases to crop up on him over the course of the adventure, anything like that. Four points of bleed. Let's go ahead and finish her off. Since our stress is so high, we really can't risk it. Good dodge. This thing under wraps, tentacle style. Since it's stunned, we'll use this stack. We'll use this just in case, since he is currently guarding. Why not? Let's try for a little damage on that. Okay, if it's not stunned,
Their cursed
this is our
champion
go-to. Note our max
falls.
damage is 36 against size 2 enemies. Let's mark that in case it ever shows its face at the front of the line. And be pleasantly surprised when our Vestal actually deals a decent damage.
Be wary.
Portraits,
Triumphant pride precipitates
Not
a dizzying
interested.
fall.
take that.
The
Burn
light,
the torch.
the promise of safety.
Use that key though. And we'll take the crests. There's the portraits. We just threw away 8 portraits. Okay, the good scouting is good. I don't need food so much. Am I looking for an excuse to use my medicinal herbs? Can't say that I am. The more scouting, the better. The fewer fights, the better. Okay, a little bit of trap resistance. Goes a long way. Scouting and all that. Nice. Okay, this. So we can look at this two ways. Potential benefit here, or maybe a smaller fight in this direction. But there's no guarantee this fight is any less nasty than this one. Scouting from here would be better, and we'd have more opportunities because we'd have two paths to this final chamber to avoid combat. If we go this way, we do get like 8 stress relief for this character, and there's a potential buff waiting in this room for us. Could be a potential malice as well. Let's go ahead. Let's reposition ourselves. Here we go. Let's go ahead and go this way. Not the easy fight we were all hoping for. Okay. The stress the ghoul can dish out is by far our worst enemy. Should have focused on preventing that in the first place. Let's defend our Vestal. I believe she is the least dodgy of all of us. It's true, but not by a lot. Let's try and focus down this thing. Focus. No. Yes.
Victory. Perhaps the turning point.
This thing's stun resistance. No match for our big ass shield. $110. That still gives us a decent chance to stun it. Let's go for it. Take advantage of that stun to hack the crap out of it. 80% stun, 150% chance. It still gives us an okay chance to stun it. Coin flip, I'll take it. Obviously, the stun effects do stack.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Excellent. So, yeah. Dealt with in short order. If you want to be nice and lazy about everything, have your character with the highest trap disarm always the one active, so that when you run across a trap, you don't accidentally use the wrong character to disarm it. We do want good scouting, so we're going to pump the torch up before we enter the room. Sadly, we do not get it. Let's go this way. We could find some goodies in exchange for holy water. We don't really have room. But heck, let's see what's up. We do have room for gold. Trap. Good dodge. Good dodge. Scouting. I'll take scouting. Okay, there's a fight that way. Right before the boss, I suppose we could try and go around, but it could just get worse for us. Let's get to the boss. If we're lucky, the stress won't kill us. Okay. We're gonna be fighting the dark, so let's not waste torches now. Lucky us. We want to make sure not to be stressed out. That's number one. Fast Fourier can take that thing out. not going to be a problem, guys.
A singular strike.
59 damage crit, huh? And then here. Let's go ahead and stun one of these guys, and we'll lure him down into a range where the Vestal can pick him off. Dodge is good. And then this is an anti-human attack. And yes, we've locked in Manslayer here, so we have an appropriate target. What's our damage? 5 to 12. Let's actually, this guy's now the more likely target. This one's stun resistance, as we all know, is not going to help it. So we'll fish for crits when we go after him. We're gonna buff ourselves. If there's one buff I want when going in against these guys, it's speed.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Stashed heirlooms. Alright, we are about to go in. We can't... I guess we will have plenty of time to drop our torchlight. Let's leave it here. Back that thing up. Holy water. If there's anyone, this will increase our chance to resist by 3. I think we're going to go first because we have the speed bonus right now, so I'm not going to use it until we're in the fight, as that would waste 1 round of its efficacy. We're at max health, we're just kind of stressed out. We will probably get to use 4 of our light reduction attacks, so not too worried about this. This is just a little bit safer before the end of the fight. Okay, no surprise, fine. They give us a bit of the squeal, stunning us because he is fiendishly fast. It's 2 actions. Those guys are going to be targeted. You know who we can't allow to get hurt. Let us use Holy Water. If he's going to be the one... Blight, bleed, disease, debuff. Yeah, if he's going to be the one tanking, let's just go for it. Here. Stun. 120% chance to resist. It is simply a beast. Alright, collect bounty has a higher crit chance by 2%. Although we're getting none of the other bonuses. Hook and slice. Think of it like this. Bleed is going to cause, in a long fight, it's going to guarantee, it's not guaranteed. If they don't resist it, it will cause 12 extra damage. So we could do 14 to 19 damage to the guy in the back. In this case, so he is a size 3 monster. Does that mean we don't do extra damage to it? I wonder. The little one in the back, stun resistance isn't so good, but we just need to hack this guy down as soon as possible. We'll take about 7 hits of that caliber. The vessel's gonna chip in. Resist, you fool. Okay. I wonder what he does if there's no one who's marked. Want to waste time finding out? Is it going to be time wasted? Can't waste my primary damage dealer's time stunning that guy. That's perfect. So ready for this. Let's get our riposte on. you get that mark. Alright. Tell me the stun resistance is good. Yes. Alright, we're protecting. We need to protect him until he gets all healed up.
A powerful blow.
Uh-oh, if we're not careful, we're gonna kill poor Wilbur and get ourselves wrecked. Let's pop him up a significant amount. Go for the stun. Does work out. His stun resistance is 120%, but like I said, we've got just under 200% right now. This guy's marked. 73 damage crit. I think we all know which way this fight's going. Now we just need to get our light down to 0 for maximum reward, right? Good dodge. Oh, that's no bueno. Okay, 160%, 39% chance to stun. Debuff resistance, 40%. Let's hit him with that anti-damage debuff. Maybe we can kill him outright. No luck. And okay, not the worst. Wilbur, I hate you. That's bad news. There is some good news. This guy's stunned. 10 light left. Wilbur's just gonna pester us. We're gonna defend him. To no avail.
The thing is even more horrible than death. Liquefaction cannot come soon enough.
Now, Wilbur, there's chances he will crit us.
A devastating blow.
But it looks like we're gonna take this one, Wilbur. Our last attack. Or not last. We do reach pitch black, which I believe will give us the good treasure. I would like to get a heal off if possible. Pedicord, you got this. Retribution. And it looks like
success so clearly in view.
We rocked it.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
20% stress heals while camping. Camper's helmet, 10% scouting chance. Okay. It's awkwardly lame, guys. What do we need here? Okay, so we took down the boss. What don't we need? So we're gonna explore the rest of this territory. We probably don't need a space full of food. This is gonna be worth a good bit. Torchlight. Since we can ditch whenever we want, we probably don't need a torch. Let's ditch Jade. We'll keep the Warrior's Bird, we'll even ditch the Citrine for the Bracer. Okay, boss completed. Now everything else is... I suppose this is Pearl's After Swine? Oh, sorry guys. Alright, so we're still in our optimal party order. Man, that ghoul stressed us out. We're adventuring in the pitch, which means we're asking for a shambler right now. We're lucky that didn't actually happen. These things are probably easy targets. The hurdy hook, never fun. Guard him. We just need them reduced to 10 to guarantee our bounty hunter can kill them.
The ground quakes.
He disdains. The swine gores are human beasts, so he is doing horrific damage to them. Let's swap our occultist to the back for a bit so that he can get his heal on. Not this combat, but after this combat.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a
Crests.
slow and insidious killer.
Okay. Note to self. Overconfidence. Slow, insidious killer. Check. More bonus damage, huh? He is our next biggest damage dealer. Dark is 1. Obviously this is bad news, as we really don't need that stress. Let's stun that before it does anything awful to us. And I'll push him forward, where he can get hacked at. Good. The least of the damage. Oh, good. Even closer. Good stun resist. Lucky us. That was what I was hoping for. And then... Come on, guys, faster. Well done. We can probably still stun. 150% chance. Aw, what? That would give us a pitiful chance. Let's defend whoever stressed out the most. Woohoo! Mark this guy for our bounty hunter. His turn is coming up. Human, beast, and marked. We're gonna do so much damage.
Death waits.
Crits are
for
bad.
the slightest lapse in
But at least the
concentration.
damage was to the right person. Aww. Nice dodge. Yeah, this protect has really paid off. That one down. If I was going to reduce something to dodge, it would be that. No sick medic kills today. We all know. Medic's OP. use Bellows since we can't really reach it with anyone else. I'm gonna attempt to go before it. Lucky us. Not quite enough. Come on, someone. It doesn't take much. Actually, Weakening Curse does more damage. Finishes it off with a well-spouted
Ghoulish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Welcome to the mud horror. Okay, 3 deeds. Forget that. Dim deeds. We just threw away a common thing. Once again, she is the one. Ooh, uh-oh. She snaps. And becomes hopeless. Now, are we gonna drive these guys into the ground?
There can be no hope in this hell. No hope at all.
With all these diseases, and yeah, these guys. These guys are going to be looking pretty rough. Stress is going to be maxed out. So let's just get the most we can.
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
You know what? You're already pretty effed up. Unquiet mind may not meditate. Not a problem. She has very particular tastes when it comes to
Mechanical hazards,
right,
possessed
everyone.
by evil intent.
Nice, says the Vestal. Triggering resolve becomes masochistic.
Those who covet injury
So now
find it in no short supply.
there's no hope of coming back stressless. We have 1 darkness. That's enough to prevent a shambler from showing up. Oops, I should have switched him back in the front. Focus your hatred on me. That would have been a good opportunity to be marked. Alright, yeah. Let's just stress everyone out. Why would we skip? Okay, we have a great chance of killing this thing outright.
Well struck.
Or anything with a hit like that. If you wish to meet it, then by all means. Whatever disturbing.
Impressive.
Yeah, I don't even know. Stupid dodgy things. Vicious blade there. She's already diseased and stressed. That thing's just a beast. No human in it, thankfully. % stun resistance isn't going to be enough. If you kill me, the black beast will devour you, and grins about it.
Masterfully executed.
Very nice. And a self-heal never hurts. Come on, dude.
Precision and power.
I've got to collect.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Okay, there's an obstacle. Reminding me that I don't need these shovels, as we have scouted a way to every room. And I guess I would trade shovels for jade. Let's cure that. We're just gonna keep going until we can't. What does this do? You find out. Dark altar with skulls on it. Strange power can be felt in his presence. Welcome to great power. 10 accuracy, 5% crit chance, 15% damage. Well, that's pretty sick. Okay, fortunately, our bounty hunter, maybe as Phwop, is
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of
There's a
men.
map giving us a full scout. And there were 2 obstacles, so we brought the right number of shovels. We just didn't need them. Thanks to the nice layout we have here. Okay, we haven't been eating much. We have 3 food left. Let's go down and over. Luckily, no fight popped up. If it did, we'd have to pop a torch. Alright, we'll pop one now. To ensure that this fight is not a shambler, which would certainly crush our whole team right now. If we're lucky, we won't have any heart attacks. Uh-oh. The howl of this ghoul could spell our doom. And we need to get this guy to the front. Okay, he's gonna waste a turn. We're gonna hope this ghoul doesn't know it's good for it. Patacore, no! 3 stress, resist the stun, and he comes back focused.
A moment of clarity.
Yes, our
in the
victory
eye
is
of the
assured through
storm.
these tactics. Excellent. In Patacore we trust. 40% damage reduction and 10 accuracy. Pretty stiff. Sadly, not quite enough to kill that, but anything else will do. Soon it shall reveal itself. Let's ensure that this does not affect us. Also, lower our torchlight. I don't want the pain dulled, says the occultist. And our group and steps out of the group heal. Ouch. Strike while they are exposed. He gives a significant buff. Let's see. 10 accuracy and 10 crit chance, it looks like. 10 accuracy, 10 crit chance. Yep. Nice. Okay, the ghoul has had its turn. This thing too. Let's buff our speed. Someone should go before the ghoul, we hope. Speed 6, we're not gonna fool around with it. This other thing can be stunned. Almost to the pitch blackness. If we single target heal, we'll get our turn back if it would fail. So call that worth it. Let's just protect him. Or not. Let's deal some damage now. Alright. And the people who aren't stressed out
Push on
are
to the
really not
task's
stressed
end.
out. We've only got a little ways to go before we can consider circling back around. I would like to heal up.
And now, the darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
Okay, the low hit points. Stay back or I will crush you. This fool must die. Let's go ahead and feed 4 food to you. We want you in front. You're not that much safer anywhere. I would say that, yeah, there's definite tendencies in each class towards specific breaking points. Excellent. This tracking is paying benefits. Stress is still what I want to avoid the most. So let's take these things down. Heed my stratagem and you will crush them. Another 10 accuracy, 10 crit bonus. We'll stun this, as it is likely to stun us if we're not careful. Crit heal is good, reducing him below 100 stress. Just so this could bring him back up. If you kill me, the black beast will devour you, just saying. Watch yourself. Check yourself. Okay. Good chance to get a one hit on that, even without the crit. So our two pissed off and stressed people are doing their best to stress everyone else, but everyone else seems to be fairly stress resistant, if only because they are such badasses. Let's stun this guy before anything else unfortunate happens. This one too. He'll be fine. Because we do not give a flip about stun resistance. Where there is no light, there can be no hope. Strike while they are exposed. Alright, 20 accuracy and 15% crit chest. Jesus. Alright. And this thing may be stun resistant as well, as I've shown, and won't make a difference to us. Sniper's ring.
These
That'll be a
nightmarish
good
creatures
sell,
can be felled. They can be beaten.
And we should be able to explore in the dark without any further consequences. He says lighting a torch. Let's just light all our torches then. No thank you, I rather like a little self-torture. Noted. And ignored. Hey, I think the jade is worth more than either of these. I know, right? You risk this one. Let's see, we can get stress. Wherever we go, we're gonna pick up stress. And I don't know if it's worth our little curio adventure. Let's check out this one last curio. Otherwise, we pretty much wrecked this dungeon. We missed a little bit along the way. People bleeding. Oops. Oh, I walked right into the trap. Well, that won't make a difference. Luckily. How about here? And 850 gold. We'll replace. And we're out. A fairly successful boss run. 3 level 4s and a level 3. take out the Swine King. Lots of stress. It was mostly the ghoul's fault. I think I could have done better stunning that ghoul. We did acquire a lot of disease. This team is going to take quite a while to rehabilitate, two weeks at least. But they did bring home the bacon. And since the grave robber wasn't amongst them, they can use this awesome, very rare Raider's Talisman whenever we feel like sending them out. So maybe the bosses don't require maxed out everything. Although, note we did have maxed out skills and armor. The resolve level, not as important as that, though quite helpful. Let's see how badly everyone did. Spotted Fever, we were going to send him in for disease control anyway. Passefourier obviously rocked everything. Warren's Explorer replaced by Wheeled Tactician. That's great. The more tacticians, the better. Bonus damage trumps exploring, I think, in my book. So, especially on a class that can provide an scouting bonus to begin with. The runs, alright, he was going in for disease. Irrepressible replaces stress faster. I'm totally fine with that, especially after he broke good. 20% extra stress versus humans. Fine. And the lazy eye, that's pretty bad. Corsi is going to have to get that looked at. She's got lots of other problems as well.
There is a great horror beneath the manor.
Okay.
A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
Okay, before I forget, because I always have trouble remembering who has the bad skills. Lazy eye is no good. Eldritch Hater's pretty good, but it's not worth my money. I don't like automatonophobia at all. Although that would explain the Mankind Hater. I wonder if these have a kind of stacking effect. Like, if you have Mankind Hater, you're likely to end up with the extra stress damage against them. Which I think would be kind of cool. Okay, I really like Lurker. There's a lot of stuff I like on Pedicure. Let's get him a little fixed up. Let's look at what mission we're going for first. The Tough Ring is the only one I might use. The Siren is kind of a chump, as we have discovered. I would not mind picking up this Sacred Scroll. Probably a harder fight than the Siren. And since we have kind of revised our estimation of how powerful level 3s are against these veteran bosses, or at least I have, we might just go for this Siren. Brashear, Benel. I think it's time to send the Jester out with someone. The Jester went with Brashear, Benel, maybe Pedicure. You could probably get their stress down. Brashear, Benel, and Theon are the great combo for healing without having a Vestal. That team could be ready to go on another adventure. Or automatomophobia is going to cause those boar drummers to do extra stress damage to you because they are part human. Let's throw him in here and get rid of this before it becomes bad. Go ahead and lock down Lurker. On the disease side of things, debuff resist, not the worst. Hard to resist enemy debuffs anyway. The runs is bad. Get rid of the worries and we'll hope spotted fever goes away. Ennui, not a problem. What goodies do we see here? A move amulet. I would have purchased a stun amulet. Stafford the Jester, hard noggin, thick-blooded, God-fearing. Nice stats. Mankind hater. Unerring. Alright. So we've got people locked away. That's our minimum. We're gonna go after this. The Tough Ring is the better item, I think, that we have to choose from. The Vestal Scroll would be nice, but the Tough Ring. Who do I want? I want the Jester. Let's take Vanilla Brashear. And who else? Debuff resistance, huh? Eldritch Hater would not hurt. What kind of Jester are you? Stab, bleed. The Occultist will have a good stun chance. Bring Dujardin so we can have lots of great stuns, just like we did before. Bolster worked pretty well, I think. Really not needed if you've got Battle Ballad going on, but okay, I think this is where I want the crew. Couple movers and shakers to keep the party dynamic. We can rampart forward, we can stab forward. And we've got some stress to heal, so it's totally worth it. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you appreciate the Swine King's demise. Despite one of our party breaking early, it wasn't too bad, and that, well, could have been prevented, I suppose, but we've got this. Now we're going to take out the Siren, we hope. She wasn't too bad before. We've got a nasty team. We just need to upgrade them, itemize them, and send them out. And I think we are well on our way to getting past these veteran bosses. The tipping point has been reached, and now it's time to start preparing for the veterans. And we're already fairly well prepared, with the ability to equip them. Only one upgrade purchase left in the hamlet, and then we are scot-free to work over our nomads and even make camping skills cheaper. Until next time, guys, remember what I always say at the end of my videos. Just kidding. No, seriously. I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching.